We're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome you to the regular meeting of the Governing Board. Today is April 13th, 2022. Mrs. Nye, could you start with our roll call, please? Here.
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 Thank you. Would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. We will begin with some routine business. Our first is to approve the minutes of the March 30th, 2022 regular board meeting. Could I get a motion, please?
Madam President, I move that we approve the, hang on a minute, approve the meeting minutes from the March 30th, 2022 regular board meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes of the March 30th, 2022 regular board meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Next, we need to approve and ratify payroll and accounts payable vouchers. Could I please get a motion?
Madam President, I move that we approve and ratify payroll and accounts payable vouchers.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving and ratifying payroll and accounts payable vouchers, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Mr. Narducci, do we have any correspondence tonight?
Madam President, there is no correspondence this evening.
Thank you. Next, we will go to our student body president reports. And first up tonight is Hunter Bickus from ACP. Hunter? Welcome.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right. Good evening, Madam President, board members, and CUSD administration. Thank you for having me again this evening. My name is Hunter Bickus, and I'm the student body president over at Arizona College Prep High School. Since I was last here in February, we have had a lot of exciting things happen at ACP, and my fellow Knights have been having a great second semester. We received some very exciting news at the end of February as our speech and debate team was crowned the AII State Speech and Debate Champions for Division II. All of us are beyond impressed with our three-peat state champion speech and debate team and all they continue to accomplish. At state, 12 individuals earned individual speech and debate championship medals for their respective categories, and 3 of those Knights won a title in more than one category. The team was welcomed back to ACP with celebratory posters and celebratory greetings. We recognized the team at an assembly where they were able to showcase their skills in front of the student body, which was really cool as many students didn't truly understand what they do as a team, and it was great to see in person. Everyone was very entertained and amazed by their talent. At the assembly, the team also had the first opportunity to present their 3 state championship trophies in person, which was a great sight to see. The team recently competed in the Arizona District National Qualifying Speech and Debate Tournament, where 11 members qualified for the National Speech and Debate Association Tournament in Kentucky this summer. We wish these individuals the best of luck representing ACP and CUSD on the national level, and I want to offer one last congratulations to the whole speech and debate team on their state championship and all they accomplished this year. As you know, our spring sport teams are competing and looking forward to upcoming state play. Our co-ed golf team has posted some pretty solid numbers as they sit at number 4 in the state currently. The team is defending state runners-up, and we are working hard to bring home the state championship this year. Our baseball team is having an impressive inaugural season as they have a record of 10-4 and are currently ranked number 7 in the state for the 3A division. They might be a new team, but they are a strong team that has surprised many established programs with how talented our baseball athletes are. Our softball team is having a great season on their new field as well, sitting at number 4 in the state with a record of 9-4, and are looking forward to making a strong run in the state championship tournament this year. Our boys volleyball team is currently ranked 4th in their division with an impressive 7-4 record, and are looking to bring the winning momentum into the state tournament. Both our boys and girls tennis teams are having stellar seasons, as the boys sit at number 3 in the state, having lost just 2 matches this whole season. Our girls team is proving to have a lot of young talent as well, as they are also ranked 3rd in the state. It will be an exciting state tournament for our tennis teams, and I'm excited to watch them excel. Our beach volleyball team is out there every day working hard as they are making a strong run in their division. The student body is eager to see where the ladies will finish at the end of the season, as the talented squad is focused on the task ahead. Finally, our track and field teams have proved that ACP is a team to keep your eye on this season, running, throwing, and jumping, and making new school records all along the way. We look forward to seeing our teams compete in the upcoming state tournaments, and we wish them the best of luck as their seasons come to an end. Our DECA program represented ACP extremely well at their state competition last month, as 28 members placed in the top 10% of their individual categories, and due to their high placement at the state competition, 16 members qualified for the International Career and Development Conference in Atlanta next week, where they will compete with the fellow DECA members from around the world, showing the excellent work that is coming out of our ACP DECA program. I wish all 16 members the best of luck as they represent ACP on the global scale. While at the DECA State Conference, junior Sarah Karan ran against 10 other individuals from across the state for the position of District 5 representative to serve as a representative of Arizona DECA. After campaigning all weekend, Sarah was elected as the only District 5 representative and will be one of the individuals that will be the face of Arizona DECA for the upcoming year. In addition, our DECA chapter was recognized as an Arizona-affiliated chapter for the 3rd year in a row. This recognition is based on having 100% of our chapter participating in at least one event during the school year. We are all proud of what DECA has accomplished. One of our school's most anticipated events occurred last week after being on hold for 2 years due to the pandemic, which was our annual International Nights Festival. This award-winning festival is an event put on by our school's international club where we recognize and celebrate the diversity and numerous cultures that make up our school's student body. Simply put, we take time to celebrate the differences that make us diverse but a united student body. We honored our school's diversity throughout the week by hosting an assembly in which a fashion show of traditional cultural clothing was displayed and explained. Teachers had their classes engage in a door decorating contest where each classroom highlighted a country and their culture, and we ended the week by having the opportunity to share our own heritage and, of course, our International Nights Festival. The festival was full of musical acts that highlighted traditional performances from around the world, family booths representing and celebrating their home country's culture, and sharing some history, personal experiences, traditional games, and of course, authentic foods from around the world. IKF was a huge success, and it was great to bring this celebration of diversity back to our school. ACP's academic excellence continues to thrive as we learn that our senior class has 11 National Merit finalists. I'm beyond impressed with these individuals and the senior class as a whole as we prepare to graduate. I look forward to hearing about all my peers' extraordinary accomplishments at our senior awards night next month. My fellow seniors have done a great job this year stepping up and leading the underclassmen as we moved campuses, teaching and telling them what being a knight is all about. Although I know many of us seniors are counting down the days till graduation, we have done a great job of sticking to our class slogan of 2022, the start of something new, and adapting to all the new things that happened to ACP this year while still maintaining the core values of what makes a knight a knight. Our slogan also applies to the academic accomplishments that each of us have made preparing for our next chapter of our lives. Our performing arts program is thriving, and we loved all the new opportunities that have been afforded at our new campus. Our orchestra program actually held an in-school concert today where they were able to show off their hard work and talent to many of their peers. Their sound was amazing, and we definitely have some very talented musicians at ACP. Our band program is also doing a great job as they had 3 students represent ACP as members of the All-State Band. And finally, our theater program continues to be very active on campus as their musical Once Upon a Mattress is coming up on April 21st through 23rd. I'm waiting for this production with anticipation as our theater program has done some amazing performances so far this year, and I'm excited to see their talent once again on stage. Our theater class also put on a new event this quarter called Night of Scenes, in which many students chose scenes from Broadway's plays to put on. The scenes were completely student-directed and executed, and they did a great job performing some pretty iconic scenes from Broadway's stage at ACP. Our science department continues to make an impact as we had 3 students involved in a panel discussion with ASU and the Department of Defense, where they discussed biotechnology careers and research. This was a huge honor for all 3 of the students that participated in the panel, and it was amazing that they had the opportunity to represent ACP in such a prestigious way. Although we are looking at just a little under 6 weeks remaining for this school year, we have a very busy quarter ahead. Student government is looking forward to National Teacher Appreciation Week in May, as we plan to provide treats and presents for every teacher and staff member throughout the week, reminding them how grateful we are for each of them and all the sacrifices they make for ACP and its students on a day-to-day basis. Also in May, we will have many students be taking AP exams and, of course, semester finals, so our Stugo will have treats and goodies ready for the student body, wishing them the best of luck on their test and to give them a little boost towards the end of the year. We are also looking forward to the most anticipated event of the year, our prom. Unfortunately, our prom reveal is tomorrow, so I can't share that information with you guys this evening. But if you guys want to see what this year's theme is, feel free to check out our Instagram. It's at ACPHS Night. So if you guys want to find out what it is tomorrow, you guys can look it up. I'm super excited. It will be a good one. Prom week will be jam-packed with fun activities and events and our student body is beyond excited. We will end the year by celebrating the class of 2022 one final time as we participate in our annual Senior Week, which provides fun activities for the seniors to participate in while celebrating all they have accomplished. It also allows us to showcase these accomplishments to the underclassmen and serves as a reminder what all is possible at ACP. The week will also serve as a time for the seniors to pass the torch of leading the student body down to our current juniors as they get ready to lead the student body next year. We will end the week with an ACP tradition where the seniors will be clapped out of campus by the underclassmen and ACP staff as we leave our school, our home away from home, one final time. This is a very emotional scene, but it has to be one of my favorite traditions as it reminds me of just how much of a family our school is. And of course, we will end the year with the class of 2022's graduation ceremony at Dr. Fred Dupree Athletic Stadium on May 26th at 7:30 p.m. As you can see, we have several busy weeks in front of us. My fellow seniors and I are not quite ready for the year to end, and we are looking forward to the last weeks we have together. And finally, as this is my last time as having the privilege to speak to you all, I wanted to thank you all, say one last thank you to all the governing board members and CUSD administration in front of me this evening. I appreciate all you do for CUSD and ACP to make them both such amazing places. I want to thank you all for the time, dedication, and opportunities you have provided to ACP, especially the brand new campus that we were fortunate to have. ACP is a very special place, and I'm honored to be a part of the Knight family for the past 6 years. I am very excited to watch the school grow and impact so many more students, families, and staff members like it has done to me. You have a very special school over on 4477 South Gilbert Road, and although I know it will be bittersweet to walk away from ACP in May, the impact and values of being a Knight will follow me through the rest of my life. I am beyond excited to see ACP continue to strive for the impossible and be extraordinary. Thank you again for everything you have done for ACP to make it what it is today, and thank you for having me this evening.
Thank you. Hunter, can you tell us what your plans are for after you graduate from ACP?
I plan to go down to the University of Arizona, and I will be pursuing a pre-dentistry path.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we want to thank you also for coming and sharing every time the things that ACP is doing and what your student council is leading at ACP. We're very excited that you guys enjoyed the new campus this year, and we do have something that Mr. Olive will give you that we hope you can put on your desk, and when you're, maybe it'll say Dr. Bickus someday, DDS, and hopefully we wish you all the best of luck in your future studies and all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And next, we have Cole Del Monte from Basha High School. Cole, tell us what's going on at Basha High.
Hey guys, thank you again for the opportunity to come and share what's going on at Basha. So a few days after the last time I presented in February, we had our Sadie Hawkins dance, which was a great opportunity that we took to partner with one of the students in our student government and her campaign for Student of the Year. So we partnered with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and a portion of our proceeds went towards that foundation and furthering the cancer research that they do. And shout out to Seder Entertainment for lowering the price of their DJ when they found out what the event was for. So that was a super cool thing that we had. We had our spring sports assembly a little bit later. It was the last full assembly on campus, and it was our last sports season, so had to make it great. Flora and fauna theme. We had our pom team, our varsity cheer, and our highest level Kismet dance company have some performances. So that was a great time. It's really weird that that's my last assembly. We had our Mr. BHS pageant in Morp, which was definitely a unique event. It was very, very cool to be a part of that. I know I look fancy in my tie right now, but I did limbo as my talent. I participated as Mr. Yearbook, and I did get second, so it means something. There was a talent, a question, and an outfit portion, and we gave out some prom tickets for the winners, so just a great way to incentivize participation, and it was well attended. People wanted to go see that, and it was definitely worth their money. We had our district convention, of course, where we partnered with all the other CUSD high school student governments and put on a great convention for the elementary and junior high students to meet other people and just learn what it's like to continue in leadership, especially for those elementary student councils. There's fourth graders there seeing all the way up to 12th grade, like the impacts, how leadership can continue to be a part of your life. So that was a great opportunity to further that legacy. And of course, my Basha High School was Despicable Me, as you can see in my hideous Gru outfit here that I put on in front of all those people for some reason. But it's just showing school spirit. It's great for the kids, and they had fun. I have never seen applause like that at a Basha assembly, so we have something to learn from all those kids. We had our MORP on a little bit later, which was a more informal situation. It was 70s disco themed, and students were encouraged to wear white, and we had color powder throw every once in a while, and that was really, really fun, and you can see the aftermath of that on some people up there. And that was just something that and I'll talk about this later on how it's one of our goals about should have different types of events to include as many people as we can. Some of our upcoming things that we have at Basha, I think next week, we have our Jackson Landfair Week, and usually Basha goes door to door and collects money for Make-A-Wish Foundation, but this year we decided to do it a little differently. If you don't know who Jackson Landfair was, he was a student at Basha High School who was a member of our band community as well before he passed away in 2019 from leukemia. So when he was approached for his Make-A-Wish, he chose to donate it to set up a scholarship for students who would like to go into the field of law enforcement and criminal justice. So Basha Stugo is partnering with them, and we are going to raise money door to door this year towards that foundation to continue his legacy, continue his honor, and we hope to get a mural of him in our cafeteria as well, just keeping his legacy, keeping his story alive at Basha and his selflessness that he had even facing death. We have Art Appreciation coming up on April 27th. It's just going to be like a walkway. Students are going to be able to display their art and all of the art programs. So it's going to be loud, all the choirs and bands and orchestras. And I'll talk about it in a second, how we're kind of making that more inclusive. We have our Teacher Appreciation Week, May 2nd through the 6th. I know, they're all back to back. And that's going to be just a great opportunity to appreciate all the teachers at Basha who we would not be here without. And of course our prom. I can tell you guys the theme. It's right there, Midsummer Night Dream. And we are super excited for that. We've been working on that for a very long time, and I don't have it up here, but we also have our senior sunset on the last day of seniors' day of school, which is super fun way. We had a senior sunset in the beginning of the year, so, you know, sunsetting on our year. Part of our ongoing goals of Bash Estugo, so the first thing that I've been talking about is inclusivity and our adapted opportunities for our special needs community. Our special education department held an art show recently with all of their art, and we decided that that would be a great opportunity to include them in our arts appreciation. They're going to display their own art during that and have their own booth and just get people, you know, making friends there and seeing how we're all a part of that one Basha community. Opportunities for everyone on campus, I kind of talked about this a little bit. The Sadie Hawkins, again, was the non-traditional with the Girl Ask Guy, or it's not as much of a date-oriented dance, so just fun getting people out there who wouldn't normally go to like a homecoming or a prom. Our MORP, again, non-formal. If all this is not an option for you financially or for whatever reason, you can always just go to MORP in whatever clothes that you have. I mean, they're going to get color on them, but you can definitely go. Our community involvement and appreciation. So we're partnering with our Jackson Foundation, and we've partnered with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the past. Our district convention that we had to just be a part of the CUSD community and get in there as well. And something I haven't talked about before any of these is that Basha as a council has mandatory community service every semester, just getting us out there, getting us working. We were going to attend the walk, the charity walk that's coming up, but I think that there's going to be a conflict with one of our events, but we are just looking towards continuing that legacy, even just in our own council on how to be a part of Chandler. And I just want to say, you know, it's my last one, so I wanted to thank you guys for all that you do. I can't get up here and present anything without all the hard work that you guys have put in, and you guys have made Basha what it is. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity to show everything that we've been able to build and make at Basha to something that I'm so blessed and honored to say is a part of my journey through life. And on a personal note, I am going into ministry, so I would thank you for the public speaking experience. And thank you all for having me tonight.
Cole, where will you be studying?
GCU.
Okay, great, fantastic. Well, we also have something for you, and hopefully you'll be able to put that on your desk, and everybody will know who you are, and
Not a doctor.
if they don't already.
It'll be good.
But we appreciate you coming out and spending your evenings with us to share what's going on at Basha, and we truly appreciate it. I think this is one of my most favorite parts of the meeting, where I hear about all the great things that our students are actually doing for each other and for our community. And it's through the student councils that you both lead that all of these things can get done. And we truly appreciate it, because you do make the school and the community a better place. Thank you so much, and best of luck to you both in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
We will now move on to citizen comments, and Mr. Terry Locke will first tell us about or summarize the comments that we received online.
Well, thank you, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Narducci. As a courtesy, we provide an opportunity for the public to submit citizen comments electronically on any topic. This cycle, we heard from 3 people, all 3 complimenting the new Mexican-American and African-American coursework. Submitting comments electronically provides our governing board members time to read and prepare prior to the meeting. This format also provides the board an opportunity to ask clarifying questions to the administration. You have the submissions verbatim for your consideration. They're also available on our website for public review.
Thank you, Mr. Locke. And then I would like you to go ahead and introduce our citizens' comments. Since we only have 3 tonight, speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each.
Thank you, Madam President. During public comments, members of the governing board may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to state statute, action taken as a result of public comments is limited to directing staff to review the matter, responding to criticism, or scheduling the matter for further consideration and a decision at a later date. The board president reserves the right to ensure that speakers present on topics that are within the board's jurisdiction. Everyone is asked to present their comments in a respectable and courteous manner. Profanity or threats of harm will not be tolerated. Our first speaker tonight is Kurt Rohrs of Chandler. to speak about new programs.
Good evening. My name is Kurt Rohrs. I'm a parent in this district. I'm here to speak to you tonight about district program reviews. We're heading into the summer season where new program initiatives for the upcoming school year are presented for implementation and the training of staff. I am hearing that teachers who are already overburdened are quite skeptical that each shiny new thing that the administration wants to implement will have any significant impact on their ability to teach students. It may just add to the long list of bureaucratic boondoggles and additional paperwork that they have to contend with while being of questionable value in the classroom. In addition, most parents and community members do not know what these programs are, what they're intended to accomplish, or if they're effective. There's very little to no transparency or explanation to the public about why their funds are being spent on these programs. It is also unclear that the board who approves the funding for these programs has a clear understanding of what they're funding. They often seem to rubber stamp district administration recommendations with very little scrutiny. To say they're diligently fulfilling their duty oversight appears to be somewhat of a stretch. I propose that the board adopts a new policy to direct the district administration to publish a one-page executive summary of any new proposed program or extension of a current program. That executive summary should have concise descriptions about the program, including what is it, what does it do, how much does it cost, what's the expected benefit, who specifically is responsible for it, and when does the program terminate or is scheduled for review. These executive summaries should also be permanently available for review on the district website so the public can have some idea of what the district is doing. This should be the level of transparency expected of the administration and should help improve the general understanding of the district's effort. So please explain to us what you are doing. Thank you.
Next is Ann Adams of Chandler to speak on in-school tutoring versus online.
Thanks for having me, and thank you for your service to our community. The theme, as always, tonight for me is students first. Tonight I'll address two quick topics. One I've already brought up in past meetings, and it's tutoring to address learning loss. I see this significantly impacting my family and friends within my community and their children, whether or not their children were straight A and B students, or whether they were B and C students and now they're suddenly D and F students. So there has been significant learning loss that we've suffered as parents. Tutoring to address learning loss. I would like to know the utilization of this online tutoring program and what the cost is and how much money we're spending on it, because I'd bet I have not heard of one parent using this online tutoring. And when you have a kid that has a hard enough time paying attention at school, and then you expect them to either go to before school tutoring or after school tutoring, or you want them to do online tutoring, that's not solving the problem, it's actually making it worse. So my proposal is to have in school possibly targeted tutoring for kids that are really falling behind, or utilizing our lift labs more, which I don't see utilized. Every parent I've talked to is not getting this help, and the programs that you have in place are failing. And if you just sat down with a round table of parents like myself, you would know this. And if you just looked at the grades from 2 years ago of kids to now, and you saw how significantly they've dropped, I think you'd also see that. So let's put our resources in the right places. The other topic on Students First are corrupt and politically motivated unions. Unions are way too political and have no goal to put students first. I see no value as a mother and a taxpayer of CUSD. In fact, they don't even properly support good teachers. They are in fact known to promote and financially support ideologies and political agendas. So I'd ask in everything we do, if your heart is really here for the students, put our students first. And organizations that are not doing that are severely hurting our children in our community, hurting your grandchildren, hurting my children. And I just ask, in all you do, put our students first. Thank you.
Next, Crystal Markowski from Chandler to speak on curricula.
Good evening, Madam Madam President and members of the board. My name is Crystal Markowski, and I'm a parent in this district. CUSD has a strong history of forward thinking and developing strong graduates and community members. We heard tonight from our STUCO leaders just how important diversity and inclusion are to the students as well. In order to continue to provide this environment and outcomes, I think it's important that our students learn complete accounts of history and also have the opportunity to see themselves reflected in our curricula. For those reasons, I'm pleased to see the new U.S. history courses that focus on African American and Mexican American experiences in our course offerings, and I would urge you to support and adopt those curricula. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening and participating in our citizen comments. We appreciate it. Next, we have our consent agenda, and that will be presented by Mr. Narducci.
Madam President and members of the board, our consent agenda is a little lengthy, so I'm going to go right at it here. Under out-of-state student travel and planning, out-of-state field trip pre-planning forms for ACP High School, Camille Castile High School, and Perry High School are provided. Following governing board pre-approval, Dr. Gilbert will monitor trip arrangements before providing final approval. The governing board will receive a summary of the final travel arrangements quarterly. The final trip approval will be determined on a case-by-case basis. 502 is monetary gifts. We request the approval and monetary gifts generously donated to Chandler Unified School District, totaling $20,518.17. Under donations, request approval of the items generously donated to Chandler Schools totaling $466,940.89. Under 5.04, food program permanent service agreement. Our food program permanent service agreement requires new signatories due to change in personnel. And under 5.05, entity profile change for the Arizona Department of Education. We have changes and additions to basic school information, entity profiles, posted by the Arizona Department of Education, or the ADE. It must be approved by the governing board. Attached is the ADE's entity profile form for Chief Hill Learning Academy, whose profile is being updated. With the change noted in the center portion of the form, we recommend approval of the change to the school profile with the Arizona Department of Education. 5.06, contract increase, MCOR services. MCOR services, Arizona State Contract CTR 049764 for HVAC maintenance, repair, and emergency services was approved by the governing board on September 22nd, 2001, with an estimated expenditure of $350,000 for the school year. The district is awaiting the arrival and installation of chillers at Hamilton High School, so there is a need to continue to utilize MCOR services for chiller rentals. Request approval to increase the estimated expenditures utilized under the state contract by $300,000 to total $650,000 during the ongoing rental of chillers from MCOR until the new chillers are installed. 5.07, contract increase. This is Flyers Energy. Flyers Energy LLC, the awarded fuel vendor under City of Chandler, contract RFP AS8-405-3826, was approved by the governing board on June 9th, 2021, with the estimated expenditure of $1,250,000 for the 21-22 school year. We request approval to increase the estimated expenditures utilized under the City of Chandler contract by $250,000 for a total of $1,500,000 due to the rising cost of fuel and the fuel needed for the remainder of the 2021-22 school year. Item 5.08, RFP 05-2332, banking services. Proposals were solicited to provide banking services for the district as the existing contract expires June 30th, 2022. Responses from JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo were received and evaluated. After reviewing the responses, it was determined that Wells Fargo was the most responsive and responsible vendor to provide banking services for the district. A summary of the evaluation is provided. This is intended to be a multi-term contract with an initial 1-year contract and 9 one-year renewable options. ARS 15-213 allows school districts to contract beyond the normal 5-year limit providing the governing board makes a written determination that it is advantageous to do so. On August 11, 2021, an action item was presented to the governing board in advance of the solicitation being issued for the ability to issue RFP and resulting contract for a total of 10 years. Request approval to enter into a 1-year contract with 9 one-year renewable options with Wells Fargo to provide banking services per RFP 05-23-32. 5.09 is an IFB 122-22-22 production kitchen equipment. We have an invitation for bid number 122-22-22 for production kitchen equipment, which was solicited from suppliers to provide pricing for production equipment needed at the central kitchen due to the upcoming renovation. A total of 4 responses were received from the following vendors: Riser, Unifiller, Urschel, and DX Industrial. After reviewing the 4 bids recently, only responses from DX Industrial and Unifiller were considered responsive. The bids from Riser and Urschel were deemed non-responsive. The district recommends approval to award IFB number 122-22-22 to the lowest and responsive bidder, Unifiller for the Unifiller machine and DX Industrial slicer for meat slicing. The total amount, included tax and freight, is $81,698.
Mr. Narducci, can I ask a question?
I don't think so, not on that one. I've never talked so much about a meat slicer before. Go ahead.
When is the renovation going to happen for that?
We are still working through the guaranteed maximum price. We have a schedule in place, but until we know what the kitchen delivery times are for the equipment, we're still struggling with schedule. So we're going to do as much as we can this summer to get the facility ready. But we're no different than anybody else. The supply chain is holding us up.
Realistically, we might just have to shut it down for a while. Huh?
We will be shutting it down for a while.
Okay.
She's baking and preparing and storing and getting ready for that.
I've never seen as much advanced work that's being done to be ready for next year as early as Mrs. Bracamonte has done. And I actually got to witness it firsthand of what she has been doing. And as proactive measure, she's ready for anything that comes up. So, and thank you, Jenny, for that. The last one, a consent agenda item 510 is the Human Resources Employment Separation, Compensation, and Employment Contracts. We have those for your review and approval.
Thank you, Mr. Narducci. I appreciate that. Could I get a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as presented, please say aye.
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 The motion carries. Tonight, we have no action items, and so we will move on to our student activity, auxiliary operations, and tax credit reports. Mrs. Berry.
Madam President, members of the board, the student activities, auxiliary operations, and tax credit reports for the months ending July 2021 through March of 2022 are provided for your review.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments on the tax reports from the board? If not, we will move on to our CUSD agenda roadmap. So we do have next week our night of recognition at 6:30 at the Chandler Center for the Arts, and I do hope all of our board members will be able to be there to recognize some of our students and staff and for our night of recognition. And our next meeting will be April 27th, which is in 2 weeks. Any questions or comments on the board roadmap? Okay. We'll now move on to superintendent comments. Mr. Narducci.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the board, once again, CUSD students stood out at the Arizona State Science and Engineering Fair. Although Chandler Unified educates only about 3% of the students in Arizona, our students took home roughly 1/3 or 29% of the state's award-winning projects. Additionally, CUSD students represent 36.8% of the students qualifying for the prestigious International Science and Engineering Fair, or ISEF. AZCEF is the Science and Engineering Fair for the state of Arizona and is managed by the Arizona Science Center. AZCEF brings together hundreds of science fair first place winners from across Arizona to compete for thousands of dollars in prizes and scholarships. And I'm very proud to say that our students are bringing home the gold on that. And it's a learning experience that they're getting that is unparalleled. Our high schools do, and junior highs and elementaries do a great job. But I just want to give credit to the high schools. They're just the categories that our kids are participating in are so far advanced, and it's amazing. After a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic, we held our annual CUSD track and field meet. Students and parents were spirited, wearing their school's colors, filling the bleachers at Perry High School. And I know Laura Bruner was there and helping give out medals, so she got to experience this as well. It was great seeing students, staff, and parents alike cheering on all students, whether they attended their school or not. Beginning with the short mascot race, which always kicks off the event. A unified relay for the first time, which had, I never seen a standing ovation at a track meet, but it was a standing ovation. And then our final heats in several races. Congratulations to the Riggs Roadrunners, who lived up to their name by winning the girls' title team, and Santan Elementary Storm for capturing the boys' championship. Thank you to our PE departments who worked with track-specific units during the third quarter, our junior high schools who hosted pre-qualifying events in March, and Perry High School, our host site, who was the hands-on deck that evening, even having the principal, Heather Patterson, out there cheering on the kids. And also want to give special thanks to Sean Rustad, our athletic director, whose time is 100%, 110% filled at the high school level and junior high level, and he had time to help orchestrate and run that, and so we do appreciate him. Congratulations to David Thiel, our Director of Transportation. He was named the Horseman Ruler of the Month for April for all of his heroic acts to keep our buses running through the COVID pandemic, which reached its height in January with an Omicron spike. Every morning, Dave was strategic in identifying his resources, available drivers, and buses as he designed new routes on a regular basis. While some districts told parents they were not able to pick up students, Dave and our transportation team jumped into action every day to provide coverage and reduce the stress on our parents and students. Likewise, in similar fashion, Dr. Nance was here doing that for our classrooms across the district every day and every morning early. So again, thank you, Dr. Nance, as well as Dave Thiel. I'd like to also give a shout out to Santan Junior High School Drumline, which won the Winter Guard State Championship on April 2nd and 3rd. Additionally, the band director, Mike Hancock, was named the WGAZ Director of the Year. We will invite them to a future governing board meeting to recognize them properly. And Hamilton Theater completed the Southwest Shakespeare's High School competition and came back with some of the highest honors. 13 students earned the Superior Group Acting Award, 2 students took home the Superior Duo Acting Award, and 3 students took home the Superior Monologue Award, which is unheard of. Congratulations to Chandler High School's students for work to prepare for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America State contest last week. Students worked on projects since December. They took home 2 gold, 3 silver, and a bronze medal at state. Their dedication and hard work have paid off with their wins, and they will take on the rest of the U.S. at Nationals this summer in San Diego. In similar fashion, it was a gold medal sweep for Hamilton early childhood education students who competed at the 2022 Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America State Leadership Conference. These 8 students from Hamilton made history for the Hamilton High School CE program by all achieving gold medals. It was also the first time to have a team of students qualified to compete at the National Leadership Conference. Additionally, Hamilton High and EVIT senior Brenna Gentner and her EVA team received gold medals along with qualifying for nationals. They were also each awarded $5,000 a year renewable scholarships at the event, which was fantastic. CUSD Summer Academy is now enrolling. We have a variety of options to choose from, including cooking, storytelling, coding, crime lab, STEM, Spanish, virtual arts, improv, yoga, Zumba, and of course, all of our rigorous academic classes for students to bridge a class or for students to gear up and brush up on some of the work that they may have missed, but also for those that want to get ahead in math and language arts. And this will help our students prepare and enter into the K-6 program at the beginning of next year. Also, a little bit of a shout out to Tarwater, who raised $3,129.96. And it's not about the money, it's about how they did it. It's a gift card for Phoenix Children's Hospital. This was a student-driven fundraiser led by the students Isa Llanos, Jade Bauer, and Haley De La Rosa, and Micah Canavan. They're directed by student service coordinators Joanna Plum. The 5th and 6th grade dual language Mandarin instruction classrooms challenged each other to raise more money. The winners got to throw a pie in the face of their challengers. I hope they like pie. This is an example of how a few students can make a big difference in the lives of others. They just took it upon themselves to raise money for the hospital. So I just believe that spirit of giving is pervasive. We're still in the home stretch of the finish of this school year, but we're already planning for the 4-hour City Chandler backpack drive. And so they're collecting supplies now through June 13. So if anybody wants to donate a backpack or supplies for the initiative, they can visit the website 4ourcitychandler.org for more information. And that's all I have for you tonight.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Narducci. A lot of great things going on in the district, and I really appreciate you highlighting those, both for the board and for the community. So thank you. Board member comments. Shall we start with here, Mr. Worth?
First of all, I want to apologize. The recognition night on the 20th, I will be out of state, so unfortunately, I won't be able to be here. You know, it would be refreshing if some of the common people that come in here to speak actually say something positive. I think you need to understand that after a while, if you just say everything negative, we just ignore you. So you might want to think about it.
Ms. Love? No? Mr. Olive?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, two things. First, thank you, Lindsay, for showing up, even though you don't feel very good. So it's hard to show up for a job that doesn't pay anything, especially when you're not feeling good. I had a question about something that was on the consent agenda, and I didn't want to interrupt it because I knew we needed to do it no matter what. And excuse me for saving my questions till now. The Hamilton chiller, the rental for the MCOR temporary chiller, it's because the Hamilton chiller basically went out, right?
So chiller 2 is on site, will be replaced shortly. Chillers 1 and 3 are due to arrive sometime in June and July, and we would just much rather have a backup since chiller 2 imploded last year. So we're going to have the backup on reserved, waiting in case 1 and 3 go down in May.
Will we be able to claw back any money from the State Facilities Board for the temporary?
No.
Okay. It's a good thing we have reserves, I guess. All right. That was it. Ms. Brunner?
Mrs. Brunner?
First, I wanted to thank Lauren Randall, who took the time to answer my questions on some of the procurement ins and outs, especially in this difficult time with supply chain issues and all that, and I appreciate the work of the entire Department of Business Services and what they're doing in these challenging times. Also, I just wanted to mention how fun it was to be at the elementary track meet, and thanks to all the folks who were there. And it was just great to see the kids competing again, and just the joy in, sometimes not so much joy, but that 2 times around the track was less joyful for some, I think. But for the most part, they were really happy to be there, and it was awesome. Also, it was great to go to the Perry Lightning Thief musical that they invited us to. The students really pulled together a great show and very impressive talent there. And last, I just wanted to publicly encourage our state legislators to reach out to the board, the district office, and the school sites to see the needs that could be met if they would choose to use the $1.7 billion surplus to support our district schools. So, thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, Mrs. Brunner. I just want to thank everyone again for coming this evening. We do appreciate you being here, and we will see you again in 2 weeks. This meeting is adjourned.